Hello, hello, hello. What's up, the sky? How's everyone doing? Let's see. Okay, I think we'll just do that. Get going. Today has been hectic. I've not opened Minecraft until right now. Which is kind of crazy on a Saturday, because that's usually when I get most of my Minecrafting done. Didn't I see the bottle? This one? Yeah. Gotta get the creatine in, right? Gotta take my supplements. Gotta take my supplements. Okay, so let's see. First of all, why you no reset? Why we no reset? I don't know. Update on the TCG game. I have playtested a game with Trolash and it was super fun. I recorded everything, so I'll upload it after. So I'll upload an episode on Wednesday, and then I'll upload like an uncut version of the game somewhere during the weekend, I guess, or maybe on Monday after the weekend. Whatever, doesn't really matter when. But then you can see what happened. But I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what we discovered, or what we want to change, or what I want to change, based on Trollash's his feedback. First things first, Trollash, or we figured out quickly that because we don't really have art for the cards, it's very hard to get to know which card is which once it's in item form, right? If you look at it this way, you can't really see what it is, what it does, what the stats are, stuff like that. So this is something I have been doing today. I've been working on this feature where if you crouch and look at an item in like a card in a display, it shows you which card it is, what it does, right? So it works with any display, any card. Right, so if it's a pedestal, doesn't really matter. We have our own tiles, or card tiles that hold cards as well. They all work, even if you put them in a standard item frame. They still work, right? So that's all cool. That's what I've been doing today. Plus, I've been. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all are gonna be able to see it. But I've been working. You see that shelf right there? I've been cleaning out my shelf also. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it, but on the shelf behind the LED panel, the light. Right. Stuff behind that panel is an old computer from work that I am rebuilding into a NAS. So I'm setting that up so I have some extra storage. Yeah, stairs. That's down to my kitchen right there. There you go. Now you know the layout of my house. So that's what I've been working on, being able to show what the card is. And it is pretty smooth. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to change the background of the card based on which card it is. For now, it's all the same background, but we could change it if we wanted to. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it as is, and that's gonna be it. Second thing that Trollash, that we figured out and that Trollash remarked, is that while we play, if we put in a follower, right, the way we play, if we have a follower, let's say this guy, and he's got hit with 1 attack point, he sets its defense to 1, right? It gives -1. But to keep track of that is pretty difficult once you have multiple followers on your like board. So we need to figure out a way to have like a marker or something. And I tried doing some stuff with like either a gauge, but that's pretty hard to do because you can't really place gauges without tying them to like a stock link or anything. I tried doing pulse repeaters because you can kind of change, right? Change the value of a pulse repeater, and that's an option. But I was also thinking there are blocks that pile in game, right? Stuff like what's a good example of that? Stuff like a snow layers. Yes and no. Snow layers pile up. I mean, like you can put multiple of them on a single block. Like, oh, turtle eggs. And candles too. You can put multiple of these on one block, right? And this is cool. The coolest thing about this is you can go up to 64 in the code. So technically I could change the code to have 64 turtle eggs on one block. So we could make an item, like a small little token kind of thing, that we set like in here in a barrel in the middle, and then you can take them out, put them on some of the like on the block in front of the damaged follower or something like that. That's what I'm working on right now. So that's not yet coded in. A create style UI would also be need. Like what? Like a ponder? We've already looked into pondering, and it's pretty difficult. Also, it doesn't add that much value, in my opinion. Speed control, RPM settings thing. Yeah, but I also want people to be able to play this without create, right? Because you technically don't need the shuffling to happen. You can also just do like a bunch of droppers, because that's basically what this is. And then you can replace all of these with like item frames if you wanted to. And then the mod itself comes with an item block, so technically don't need create for this. So I want to keep it. It's inspired by create and by a lot of the create things, but I want people to be able to play this without create as well. So I might work on those tokens next. I think that might be the next update that we do to the game. And then a couple of card changes that we're going to do, a couple of extra cards that we thought of that I need to put in the game. I've already gotten a bunch of it. One of the things he said is to put in the type of card. Like you say that this guy says that it's an edict, this guy says that it's a follower. I haven't gotten to like the relics and stuff and invocations yet. Still need to do that, but I'm actively working on it. Right, we've got deity cards as well. Those are all set up. Any more questions? I know DK wasn't in here, so any questions? There are some game mechanics that we figured out as well, but you'll see that in the video. Favorite burger? I don't really eat burgers because a lot of them have mayo on it. Small brief on what was being done. I just updated, so I play tested the game with Trollash yesterday. and we came up with a couple of changes that we wanted to do to like the phases or like the game, the playing, and that you'll see in the actual video. One thing that I did change is we figured out that if you put a card in here or put a card on a pedestal, it's pretty hard to know, except for like the Jade name, it's pretty hard to know what card it is and what it does, what the stats are and stuff like that. So I made a little, like, if you crouch and look at a block that has a card in it, you now get a summary of the card. That works with any type of card. It basically copies the tooltips that are in here and then pastes them into a little UI. So that's on them too. That's card art. That's a lot of prototypes. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is nothing. This is a very spread out, but this is nothing for a testing world. I've had testing worlds that are 6 years long and where it's like, I don't know, you can't really see the end of it. The card art is, maybe one day I'll commission an artist, but for now we're still in developing phases, so I don't want to spend any money on it. And I'm not good at, first of all, I'm not an artist, so I can't draw, like I can't draw them. Two, host small competition, nah. If I do it, I want to commission art so that they're all the same, within the same style. And then if you do expansion packs and stuff, or like extra editions of cards, we can change styles, but that's basically what changed. If you want to see the detailed version, or like what we came up with in while playing stuff, or what we figured out while playing stuff, you'll have to watch the video that's going to come out, the uncut version that's going to come out in a week, I think, depending on how quickly I can get to it. Now we are going to be working on this again, because I like the idea of having a quiz. We've got the mechanics, the mechanism. We can streamline it a little bit, but first of all, I want to get the game board in. I've been thinking about this. They end up deciding if there's going to be some quest exclusive cards. So right now, the way it's set up right now for the cards is anything that is Faith 3 or lower. So these are all still Faith 2, Faith 3. Anything that's Faith 3 or lower, you have a chance of getting in a starter deck. Also, why are these not being translated? Strange. Anything else, anything that's higher than that, you can only get for card packs, and then even then it's like it's weighted so that the higher cards are less likely to be in the packs than the lower ones. So you're going to get a lot more doubles. So what I do want to set up in the world is a way to trade in cards. Which deck is most broken? There's a couple of them. A couple of them have for quest exclusive cards. I'm not at that point yet. Maybe one day. I am kind of looking into doing a Just Create expansion pack. Just with some inside jokes to the Just Create server. We can have like a lag card. We can have a card with a fox on it, whatever, stuff like that. So, which one is most broken? That's a great question. I think every deck has its own like benefits. A lot of the decks have been built around the deity card. So if you look at this, let me get you go in like so. Let's open that up a little bit more. A lot of the decks are built around a deity card, because a deity card does add some abilities to your playstyle or to your strategy, right? The game that we played was a Thaler deck against the Tavrix deck, which both of them are pretty broken. The Tavrix deck is a glass cannon kind of deck. It's either you win or either you do all the damage you can, or all the damage is done to you, right? So we changed this from each round to each turn, so you've got a chance to win the game in 2.5 rounds. You win hard or you lose hard. Yeah, I lost hard with that deck yesterday. And then we did that, and then heads reflects. We did it like that. So in this case, at the start of each turn, so if I start a turn, I flip a coin. If my opponent starts a turn, I also flip a coin. And if I get 5 heads in a row, so in 5 turns, then I win the game. Flat out. So technically, you could win in 2.5 rounds. Technically. It also very much sucks that I kept getting tails yesterday. And then once a game, you can force your opponent to flip a coin on their damage that they're doing to you, and if they flip heads, they take the damage that they're doing. So let's say that your opponent is doing 10 points of damage to my deity, to my 20 HP. They take the 10 on heads. If not, I take 20. So it's very much like a high risk, high reward, and the same goes for the cards, where you got like, what's a good example? Right, every coin flip that lands on a head gets this 1+ defense. So his defense is pretty low for a Faith 3 character. This defense is pretty low, but every coin flip that lands on heads, he gets +1. So again, it's a bit of a gambling deck. And then the Thaler deck is all about regen and like defense and stuff. So on a Thaler deck, each damage that's done, the first damage that's done to one of your followers in a round, the first, like, let's say that my first attack on a Thaler deck is 4 points. I only do 2, and then the next is normal. So that's already pretty broken, because you kind of have to think, if you're playing against a Thaler deck, the first of your attacks needs to be a lower attack points, and then you can hit harder the next rounds. I think you should change once in a game, declare a gamble, to once in a round. No, because it is structured that every deity card has a running, like a passive thing, where in this case it's that coin flip that is each turn, and then in Thalers it's the reduced damage. Same with like like a Solon deck. Every Solon follower's attack is raised by 2 points on the board, right? Stuff like that is like passive. It's a passive ability, and then they've got one Hail Mary that they can use once a game. And the Hail Mary is usually pretty extensive. Like, is a game made of multiple rounds? Yes. So a round is basically if each person has gone through their turns, right? So if I do, I draw a card, I play my cards, I do all my attacks, and then my opponent does that as well. That's a round, right? And then when my second turn starts, we're in round 2, and so on and so on. So that's how it works. But yeah, the decks are very much dependent on like which deity you're playing with. If you're playing with an Irolas deck, you're usually gonna be benefited by playing Irolas cards, so the blue cards, because you'll have you'll have some benefits here and there down the line. That's about it. That's you'll honestly watch the when it comes out, watch the video and it'll all make sense. It'll all make sense. Right. Now, let's talk about this quiz. I've been thinking. I like the idea, right? I do want to test out that trigger first, because we ended off with installing this trigger, and that trigger should turn everything off. So it should retract this guy. And then so it should retract this guy. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Should retract this guy, and then it should, after a delay, power this block. That means we need to depower it, because it'll be powered in by default, which means that we'll have to we could also retract this block, which is probably going to be easier. Because that is going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah. Now how do we... Any of these can trigger, so it doesn't really matter which one does. Oh god, that's not good. There you go. Let's do some redstone in. So for this game, I was thinking of doing a quiz that, not really like a roguelike, probably the wrong thing to say, but it kind of fits the idea of you kind of have to go through all the questions at random. They're not all always gonna be the same. And then after that, you're up for how am I gonna phrase this? How do I phrase that? So you either, the best way to phrase this, I think, is you either go damn it, how am I doing this? I'm trying to do two things. I'm trying to explain it and figure out redstone, and my brain is not having it. Let's talk about this first. So this game is going to be, the principle of the game is very simple. You get a question, you go and stand on the right answer. If you're wrong, you fall to your death, or whatever I decide to do. If you get it wrong, if you get it right, you don't fall. You get another question, and you go again, and you try and get as many questions correct as possible without dying. I want to have two game modes. I want to have a game mode that says I want to get a time trial, which is 20 questions, no more, and then we just record the time of those 20 questions. And I want to have another one where it's like, I want to keep going until I die, or until I get everything correct. Which is also going to be timed, but the timing is not necessary or not important. So that's gonna be it, right? Now, I need to cut off this signal here, which we can do by adding a block in here. And I don't need to add an extra repeater on it. So this guy is going to be powered by default. And then that is going to be powered. I'm just going to do like a rough redstone for now. We'll try and clean it up once we actually install the system. But for now, we're doing this. For now, we're doing this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Actually, look at that. And then I do need a timer on that. Or a delay, at least. Do like 3 seconds. 5 for now. And then over here we'll do a toggle latch, which is going to be on by default, and then we can turn that off if we lose. So now to try this again, right? Let's say we start the game. We should be getting a question. Oh wait, I didn't reset. Oh, I didn't reset it. Okay. Okay. Let me reset the system real quick. There we go. And now I should be, so now we see that the game is armed right there, right? And now if I do that, I should be able to get a question. 20 is wrong, so we're gonna go here. We wait, we'll put some music in the actual thing. We fall, and that should turn off. Never mind. It just asked the other question. Wait, what's happening? Well, that's correct. It looped. But I don't know what's... Huh. Why is it... Why does it keep going? Okay. Strange. Oh, I see. I need to power it on this side. Or maybe I should make sure that we actually reach over there. There we go. Wait, what? Is it because this guy is powering that guy? Huh. Huh. Strange. Strange. Okay. There we go. So that's that. And then to reset it, so when we start the game, we just hit this guy. Which we can do with this signal as well. Refacing eye. So now we should have a signal over there. We'll do start the game. Hello, Kim. Welcome in. Oh no, that's the right question. You want to go here. And that turns everything off. So now, even though there's still a question in here, right? It's not getting powered, which is good. And then this gets recycled in here. So now we have to, okay. So that works. It's crude, it's rough, but it works. We'll rearrange most of these systems to be closer to where they need to be. So we'll probably put that loop in here somewhere so that we can run this straight out. Or even down. My question for today is my problem, or the problem I want to solve today is how this what is this gonna look like? Because right now it's very rough and I don't really like how deep these are, but they're necessary because otherwise you don't fall into and you don't fall. Or we could only have like a deeper one at the back, like a backstop almost. And then we do stairs. How far away it used to be, you know. Wake up, you need to make money. So if we do that, and then this, that would still allow you to kind of get stopped by the dragging of the system, while not being as obstructive. So that's an option. Good old days. Let the mama say. Do I want to make... What do I want to make this look like? I don't want an arena. That's probably the most important one. I don't want an arena. I do want to have a system where people can look or watch. So what we could do is go a little like Renaissance, where we have a big building as an entrance, and then behind the building we have a what are they called? Like a courtyard with pillars along the sides, with like a corridor along the sides that people can stand in or stand on. Let's see if I can find like, oh, this is what I mean. Stuff like this. We could do something like this where we have like a colonnade. That's the word I was looking for. And then we have the quiz in the center of the like the square, right? I feel like that might be a good thing to do. And then we can close up one of these walls, have it be like a false wall. But still, well, like still having the columns, right? But like a wall immediately behind the columns where we hide the redstone in. I think I'm gonna do that. I like that idea. Yeah, because that's also gonna fit the vibe of the city a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna restart the entire thing. So this is our proof of concept, right? We're gonna rebuild the entire thing, but I'm gonna do the size and like the shape of the building first before we do anything else. So we are gonna go up a little. Maybe we use magenta for our floors. And then for the courtyard, we'll do squares of 3. Now I think I'm gonna do 12. So we'll do a 4x3. And then over here we can do like one big in the middle. Ooh, we're gonna want 3 in the middle. We could also technically have 3x3s in here. Because I want this to look a little bit on the, like a little more, what's the right word? A little more extravagant. It's probably the way I would say it. So do that, and then get our squares up here. Yeah, I feel like that's good enough. And then we'll have our main things cut out of here. Can I do that? I mean, I can. But that would mean... I could also, technically, let me redo it. I'm just gonna do that, and then we'll keep up with it afterwards, or we'll change whatever we need afterwards. For now, I'm just gonna get the floor in. Okay. And then around this, we'll do like a 9x9 colonnade. A 3x3 colonnade, I should say. And that's going to be like the main structure of all this, of the entire thing, actually. Except for maybe the front. Maybe we do, I don't know. We'll figure it out. There we go. Okay, again, this is not going to stay these colors, but this is going to make it easier for us in the future to change blocks and stuff. Slash fill, magenta, wool, 100. Okay, then we are gonna go in with our blue for the actual building. Okay, and then I want to go entrance on one side, probably on this side, like coming in like this, and then we'll have our questions on that side. On that side of the board. So if possible, I want to do like a design in here where we can have our 3 answer squares. We do something like that. Yeah, sure, that works. Even go like that. That works. So those will be our answer questions or answer thingies, and then we'll have a full wall behind here. Nice wand. Replace air with light blue wool. We go advanced. We can put panels. We'll do panel here, panel here, panel here. Those don't actually need redstone, so that's fine. And then we can do that like so. That's good. This will stay open. Maybe we'll bring them in one. That kind of closes in a little bit. So that is an option. And then for the outside, I think that is the same height. Yes. just going to create my box. And just like that, we have ourselves a little courtyard. And then this will probably... I know for a fact that these are all going to change, but structure-wise, these make sense. And then for the actual building, like the entrance building, I was thinking, why don't we just extend this? I mean, having a wall here makes sense in a way, because we can still have our door set in here and have like that. Damn it. And then we just need to extend this by... That's a good question, actually. I don't need it to be too big. I do need a way up to the balcony, though. So we might have to include space here for like a staircase. Like that. Good. Stands for the memories. Here we go. I'm trying to go as classic as I can with this. So I think that'll work. Now for the actual building, again, walls are gonna be white, but I kind of want to do something different. We could do tough. I know that that's not that different. A lot of people do it, but I haven't done it that much in the city. And so I feel like a mixture of tough in the pillars with like a let's see. So I want wand. I want to replace all of these with slash place light blue wool with create layered tough. And that is also going to kind of blend in with our displays. If I take you and you with tough pillar. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for. And then we'll do a simple spruce slab in here. And then we'll build up the gallery. And we'll use this little crevice to get some redstone to go down, if necessary. Don't think it'll be necessary because the advanced displays work without redstone. But you know, it's a useful thing to have. Make sure that we're symmetrical on either side. By just getting a little more support in that on those outer wings. Johnny, I heart, hallelujah. There we go. The good thing about buildings like these is that they're actually quite simple to make. Like the shape of them is fairly easy. It's mostly going to be the redstone part that's a little more difficult. So if I did that, right, those are good. And then from here on out, we'll do a main building structure, like here with like a balcony attached to it. Oh. Do... Mm-hmm. Then my question is, do I just continue with the pillars? So we'll do those. Right, that's going to be our main structure. We'll have... kind of want to do like a door here with a balcony and a door here with a balcony with like a big window in the middle. I feel like that is something very okay-ish. And then we'll kind of structure it like that. I just figured out that this is gonna kind of look the same like the arena I built on the Just Great server, but the inspiration's different. I do like this vibe that we have going on. I like the vibe we've got going on, and then if we get some supports, Honestly, screw it. We're making everything squares. At least here, because this is all support. Also, that's gonna give us that vibe for like a corridor. Now, if I add these on any of these pillars, or on all of these pillars, I should say, you get that, like, I don't know, that very rounded aspect of one of these corridors. There we go. And these are pretty cheap to make, so it should be good. And then for the balcony, we'll do that. We'll have them come out one. There's no real good way to do it in a corner, except if we do or no, even better. No, nope. Good. Yeah, I like this. This is very much what I was looking for. And what kind of wall do we have that would look good? Kind of want to go either deep slate, or I want to get no, I don't want to get anything that's like a fence. That kind of works. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then these are going to be fairly simple. We'll have our main, I mean, wall-wise, we go as same height here. Let's see. And that immediately gives us a couple of big big walls. Now we get to decorate. So if I do you, that will do you slash replace. Oh no, I have that command saved. That's going to look a little cleaner from the inside as well. And then ceiling wise, we'll do the same over here. What kind of roof am I gonna give this? Do I do the red roof that we used on the arena? I think that might be a good idea. I think that might be a good idea. Okay, so we have that going, and then we'll kind of just go around supporting everything. Ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum. I think I'm gonna go with a simple slab roof. But that should be enough. Overall, I'm already liking the vibe that we're getting from this. I'm trying to get stuff done because I don't have the most time today. So yeah, just, you know, trying to get some stuff done. Then we'll do, let's just do inside for now, and then we'll have a simple A-frame, and we'll figure out how to make it look good in a little bit. There we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Bum, ba-da-bum. There we go. Oh. Today has been quite a day. Let me tell you. It's been a long day. I went to go and grab some more joggings, like they're not really sweatpants. They're like I don't know. I use them to go to the gym. Because I use my bicycle to go to the gym, and when it's cold and rainy, I don't want to ride my bicycle in my shorts. Because usually at the gym I wear shorts, and so I use them to go over my shorts, and then I'll take them off when I get to the gym. But I have them for a while. That's one problem too. They're getting a little too big, the ones that I have now. So I went and got new ones. It was way too busy because it's like the last day of like the winter sales or something. So for some reason, all people, maybe same thing for me though, but all people just kind of want to go right now, the last day. So that's one thing. Then I went to go and grab a network switch for the NAS that we're building. I got new chisels as well. I passed by the hardware store and was like, let's go and take a look if they have chisels, and they have. I do need to get like a better edge on them. They're sharp enough, but they're not sharp enough to cut paper, which is eventually what I want to do with them. Okay, I do like this, but I also, let me get some tough bricks in here. Because I think what we need is like a tough ridge in here. Tough slabs. Like that. I think I don't really need it in there. I don't think. You can try. Oh, and then we can add like a little like lip on underneath, which might actually be nice. Rest of our lives. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. There you go. Okay. There we go. What time is it? I need to go in like damn, I'm not fast enough. I need to go in like 10-20 minutes. Okay. I think I can work with this. I need to like actually go, like I need to get out of the house in 15 minutes, so I'm probably gonna have to end stream short here. Maybe we do get like a fill in here. And then tomorrow we'll build up the actual game. We have an idea for the building. We'll get a staircase in at least. Okay, if I do that, we'll do this, and then let's say we come down here. Where's it gonna end? Nope. Yeah, that kind of works. Actually, works pretty well. Okay, so we'll mirror this in here. Exterior time. I feel like I need to get the shape in right, and then I don't have that much time today. I need to go in like 10-15 minutes, so I don't think we'll have that much time after getting like the basics in. So that, and then we can get like a railing in here if we wanted to. Here's my dilemma. How do I incorporate these as being towers? Going somewhere? Yeah, I am going to meet some people. Having a drink. Nope. Nope, I do not. What makes you think I have time for that? So if I do that, that should connect. I don't really care for one. Dedicated to the viewers, exactly. Exactly. All we need is Minecraft. Am I right? Okay, so that it's just gonna do that. Gonna give us like a little balcony so that people can watch if they want to. We'll put like a door in here. That's like a walkthrough. And then we'll put like a big, I think we're gonna get like a similar arch roof on that, like on here. So it's a very similar style building. And then the next thing that we want to do is kind of like decorate the entire exterior, which we can do tomorrow, I think. I think it'd be good if we would have pillars in here, like on the top part. But on the bottom part, we bring them out one. We do that, and then we can get like a window in here. Very, very Roman kind of colonnade. Small windows. Lots of support. Heavy walls. Yet elegant and simple. By doing that, you kind of break those up, right? And then if we, on here, let's say we did that. Let me make sure I'm correct. Yes. And then if we bring them out like that, and that's gonna break up that square shape a little bit, you know? It's gonna deflatten the wall. It's gonna add a little bit of shape back into it. Wisdom check. Friends long absent are coming back to you. Ooh. There you go. There you go. Let's do tough brick. Yeah. So stairs here, and then again to separate these two stories, we're gonna do that. And immediately that looks like a way more fortified wall. And then again, we can get some windows in here, but not everywhere. Good. Because only where there's like an actual street, that would make sense, right? Look, that's actually a pretty decent like wall back there. But I know it's a short one. I just wanted to give you guys like a little update on the TCG and then get started on this. We'll be working on this tomorrow again. Same time, 7:30. Probably a little longer for a stream. But yeah, I'm gonna go and meet some friends and afterwards do some recording. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.